Hello, my friends. I am Beck. I am your local art witch, and for today's Tarot Tuesday, I wanted to share with you the very first deck I ever bought for myself. Um, for the longest time, like many of us, when we first get into tarot, I thought that my deck had to be gifted to me. So this was the first deck I bought after I learned that that was not necessarily true. And I'm so glad I got this because it reads so well for me and is so gorgeous. So let's look at this deck. It comes in a little box. This deck, how many years have I had this deck? Probably 4-ish years at least. It's a nice thick box. It's called Ethereal Visions. I've got the illuminated set, so it's got like this gorgeous gold. It's by Matt Hughes. It's in this Art Nouveau style that I'm just so attracted to. It has these little tabs, so it's easy to get out of the box. Oops, I just have a random card. Okay, so it comes with a little white book, just quick sentence or two about each card. And then, so for the major arcana, it's a little bit more. And then as you can see, once we get to the minor arcana, it's just a couple keywords for the upright and reversed. Okay, so these are the backs. It kind of looks like a face / snake. I'm not exactly sure what they were going for, but I love this shade of purple. The cards are of pretty good quality. I like it. Now, I always compare the cards to a poker card, because if this is your very first time getting into tarot, it is surprising to see how big these cards actually are. Look at that. Quite a bit taller, a little bit wider. It's normal for tarot to be a bit bigger. I actually have an easier time shuffling these now, and it doesn't look like it on camera, but my hands are small. So let's just zoom in just a little bit. Okay. It's not going to be in order. Here's the moon. So each card has that gold. Like, look at this. I want to draw like this. I'd have to put a lot of work into it though, so. Here we go. 7 of Pentacles. You can see the work behind it. Pentacles is about work, especially in the later part of the cards. Like as you increase from the ace to going to 10, they're working the whole time, and then 10 is like the conclusion. So you'll notice a little bit of scratching that will happen as you use your cards. I don't read my cards as often as I should. So I imagine as I use this deck more, and I rotate my decks too, it'll get scratched up more. But this is a deck I will buy again if I need to. Look, oh, isn't he handsome? King of Pentacles. Just the art style is so gorgeous. Oops. Another, oh, this is an emperor. Look at him. And we have the ram's heads. Oops. Here's a Knight of Swords, looking like he's coming at us. I'm liking the clouds in the background. Not every deck includes the elements in the background, so I'm gonna start paying attention to see if this card, like, I've never really paid attention. Sorry I'm snuffly. The cold has been going around. There's the Ten of Pentacles. This is supposed to be when we see it all come together. He's older, things are comfortable, he's got his pet and his grown-up child there. Oops. The Magician. So we still sort of have loosely that eternity symbol that's usually above his head. And we've got the Pentacle, the Cup, the Sword. Oh, and of course he's actually holding the wand. Oh, Hierophant? Yes. I need to look up how to say that word. Oh, sorry, the gold. So the 5 is a little hidden. Sorry about... I'm going to have to figure out how to... Oh, if you heard that, that was a gecko. Here's the 3 of Cups. It's gorgeous. I love that they look like they have halos. 4 of Swords. So this is usually a dude in a crypt. Like this guy right here. Like on top of a stone casket with a sword. And that's a very interesting way to show it. 9 of Swords. I really like this because like you could see the mocking. It's in her thoughts. And then the swords are actually in the crown of the skull. I always miss the swords at first in this particular one because they're so cleverly hidden. 3 of Swords. The Devil. Look how gorgeous he is. Let's look at that line work. Just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and then we've got people under him. So this person looks troubled. And the Devil, he's about, you know, temptation, addiction. 9 of Cups. 8 of Wands. So I'm seeing clouds. It doesn't look very fiery, but it does look dreamy, doesn't it? 7 of Cups. Hanged Man. What's nice about this one is he's kind of hanging himself up. He could loosen himself if he wanted to. So it does have an extra card. It's the Well. Look at that. And then she's got, it looks like a very large pendulum almost. The 6 of Wands. Oh, 10 of Cups. 10 is usually completion. This card looks like, you know, their love, their emotions, it has all come together and they've been able to reap this reward. And that reward can be anything. It doesn't have to be a child. It's just, you know, in my, like, it could be marriage. It could be whatever. Just a blessing has been placed upon them. Oh, there she is. Temperance always tends to be, usually, I should say, usually tends to be the favorite card in the deck. She just draws me in every time. Look. 9 of Wands. Looking injured. 7. 8 of Cups. I love the costumes too. Oh, look at her. She's gorgeous. And if we look closely, you can see the pomegranates up here. This is usually a celebration card. We usually see people dancing, so it's kind of interesting that it's just like kind of what seems to be a church in the background. Ace of Pentacles. Just lower that so the whole card is in the frame. Oh, look at that. I need to shuffle these, don't I? Love the color choices of this deck. I fall back in love with this deck every time. Lady Justice, it looks like. That's not the card, just she's got the scales. Page of Swords. I like that, you know, the pages can also be girls. Now, you'll notice that all the characters are white. Thin. She's gorgeous. Nine of Pentacles. See all the hard work. It's starting to come in and they can reap what they've sown in a good way. Page of Cups. Pentacles. Looking very thoughtful. You can see the emotions. Now this one is usually two people and he's just kind of boating himself, so I like that. I like this. Sometimes the Ten of Wands, it really looks like a struggle, but it looks like he's managing his problems pretty good. Ooh, look at that Hermit. And then we've got a skull here. Two of Cups. They're so tiny, they don't really look like swords. He's just kind of got like long daggers. Three of Pentacles. They're usually outside like what looks to be a church. I like the salamander lizard situation. And he's got his lions up there. Stuff happened to this poor character. Look, just gorgeous. And then we still have the heads. Lots of cats and a sunflower, so that fire energy. Yes, Judgment. And they're all kind of being raised again. Two of Wands. Looks like he's surveying his land there. And kind of the same feeling here in a different way. Look at that. She looks like an acrobat. Oh, this is one of my favorite queens. Look at her. So pretty. Like, can't you feel how defeated this guy is? But look. He's still got stuff to look forward to. He just needs to look around. There's Justice. And yeah, it looks like she's blind, which is nice. The owl sees for her. Page of Wands. If you hear that in the background, that's my little guy. His dad's with him. Four of Pentacles. There's usually, I'm going to have to look it up because this four, it's usually a guy sitting in a chair. He's got one foot on each pentacle, and then he's kind of holding very carefully another pentacle, and then I think the last one's like above his head. I should see about what the meaning is between, you know, of them always having their feet on the pentacles. I always loved strength. Oh, look at them. Like the softness. Knight of Wands. There's the World with all the World always has these heads, or at least the symbols of those heads, which I appreciate. Oh, he's gorgeous. He matches his queen really well. There he is, the Fool. Like, it just looks so happy. And then this kind of, I don't know how purposeful it is, but it's very, looks like a crescent moon. Oh, neat. The underside of his umbrella looks like the night sky. Now this one looks like he knows exactly where he's going, right off the cliff, but he's not worried about it. Here's the 8. Oh, that's blurry. There we go. So cute. She's what drew me to this deck. Just now, if I remember right, I can look at the box. Yeah, like that. Also, I knew, because like I could tell that the art was going to be consistent throughout. What's nice about choosing your own deck, yes, this is also an extra card. He's giving me Mercury vibes with the little wings. So the joy of picking out your own deck is you're going to vibe with it really well. Because like your thoughts and feelings went into choosing the deck. And this has been one of, like, ever since I started buying my own decks, they've all been really good readers for me. It's a gorgeous Death card. Death is another one that usually will draw me to a deck. Like, if they do a good job with the Death card, I probably want the deck. There we go, the 5 of Wands. So, this is one of my favorite decks. Of course, it shuffles. Oops. Well, just this deck will never leave. Like, if I ever have to go through and get rid of a few decks, this one's staying. It's not going anywhere. So that was Ethereal Visions. And just, it's still such a good reader despite how pretty it is, despite how soft it looks. She's an honest reader, at least for me. Like, she'll tell me to cool my jets all the time. And it seems to care about mental health. Like, it's always, whenever I do a reading, especially if I'm trying to read for other people, it's telling me to, like, lower the stress. And I just know that it's aimed at me. Like, you can get a feeling very easily early who that read is for. And I was like, yeah, that's not for, you know, so-and-so. So yeah, that's the Ethereal Visions deck. I will have to make sure to pick up an extra set at some point, just to make sure that I always will have it, because I will cry if this ever goes out of print. My only drawback to this deck is just how white heterosexual it is. But I don't know, like, it's just, it hits all the other things well enough that I don't want to say that I don't care, because I do, but it hits a lot of marks for me, especially like with that gold. I'm just, if it's shiny, you've got me. Like, I have a problem. So thank you for hanging out with me again. I just, it's reawakening all my love for these things, because, you know, it's been busy here. The kids have been taking turns being sick, and there's been a lot of stress since even before then. So thank you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.